ちは。Welcome to Japan Society here on YouTube. 今日はウキウキミニ9です。The first question is from Shivam Pasalkar さん who requested some Japanese greetings. You can find a bunch of Japanese greetings in our previous Uki Uki lessons, so here I'll introduce a few other phrases. There's a greeting you use specifically when you visit someone's home. As you're entering through the door, you say, お邪魔します. The direct translation is something like, please pardon me for entering your home. It's a polite expression that shows that you respect the other person's space and appreciate being welcomed. After spending some time there, as you're leaving, you say, お邪魔しました. Thank you for having me over. How about some mealtime phrases? Right before you start eating, you say, いただきます. At the end of the meal, you say, ごちそうさまでした. Like this. Again, these are expressions of gratitude. You are thanking for the food on the table to everyone who have helped to bring it, including the farmers, factory workers, transporters, chefs, store clerks, and of course, the person who cooked for you. So if you're ever treated to someone's homemade dishes or sweets, make sure to say いただきます and ごちそうさまでした to show your appreciation to their kindness. The next question is from Rayen Benali さん who asked, when do you use the prefix o and go? Some of you probably noticed that in Japanese, sometimes you add o or go in front of a word. This is part of keigo, honorific language, which you use to show extra respect to someone. But be careful, you can't just put o or go in front of any word. For instance, long words from other languages, usually written in katakana, don't really use these prefixes, except for common service words like o toire, o-tabako, and o biiru. As a basic rule, o attaches to wago, or words that are native Japanese words. Go, on the other hand, attaches to kango, which has pronunciation that originate in Chinese. For instance, to say mailing address is お住まい or ご住所. Invitation is お招き or ご招待. Announcement is お知らせ or ご通知. Permission is お許し or ご許可. However, there are quite a few kango that do have o instead, such as お電話, お時間, お食事, お元気, among others. So my advice is to not stress too much about it. Just learn one by one as you encounter them. The third question is from Suri Dire-san, who asked about the difference between 行きます and 来ます. This is often confusing to a lot of English speakers because the verbs to come and to go are often interchangeable in English. If your friends are talking about a karaoke party and you want to join them, you can either say, oh, can I go? Or, oh, can I come? And both sound okay in English. But in Japanese, you have to choose between 行く to go and 来る to come very carefully. They are not interchangeable. 行く means you're going someplace else other than where you are at the moment. 喫茶店に行きませんか? Would you like to go to a cafe? 来る means coming to your present location where you are right now as you speak. For example, 来年またここに来ませんか? Why don't we come here again next year? 来る can also mean someone else coming to your home where you live ですね。今度うちに来ませんか? Do you want to come over sometime? Here's a quick quiz. You want to join your friends for a karaoke party tonight. Which phrase is correct to say? 私も行ってもいい? 私も来てもいい? Number 2 doesn't work because you are not at the karaoke place right now. It's someplace else other than where you are. So the correct answer is 私も行ってもいい? Another question. You want to tell your friend who lives in Tokyo that you will be visiting him next spring. Which is correct? 来年の春に東京に行くよ. 来年の春に東京に来るよ. Once again, because you're not in Tokyo as you're speaking, you have to say 行く. Last example, your family is waiting in the car for you. They're yelling, hurry, we'll miss the movie. How do you respond? 今来る. 今行く. The correct answer is, of course, 今行く. I'm going. ですね。はい。The last question is from Kotori Lab-san, who asked about the difference between 好き, 大好き, and 愛してる. To like something is 好きです. To love something is すごく好きです or 大好きです. For example, バスケが好きです. I like basketball. ドラえもんがすごく好きです. I like ドラえもん very much. カレーが大好きです. I love curry. Now, to express your romantic interest for someone is much more complex. In general, I would say Japanese people tend to be pretty reserved when it comes to sharing personal feelings. Of course, this is generalization and doesn't apply to everyone. Things may be changing a bit for younger generation especially. But overall, I think it's safe to say that we don't really show too much PDA compared to Western culture. You may occasionally see young couples holding hands on the street maybe, but kissing or hugging is rarely seen in public. This applies somewhat to the language too. 愛してる does mean I love you, but it's not something you can easily say to someone. In fact, a lot of Japanese people are too uncomfortable to ever say this phrase. You may see in anime or drama often, but in reality, saying this phrase may not feel so natural to some people. If it is said, I would say it's most likely between a younger couple, probably married, and they say it only privately. So, how do you tell someone you have feelings for someone in Japanese? Love confession is called 告白, and you usually say 好きです. I like you. And of course, just like in any culture, this takes a lot of courage. But there's something important I'd like to emphasize here. I have heard comments like Japanese people don't convey love clearly. They come off as less affectionate, or they're hard to read. This type of confusion is somewhat understandable given the cultural difference. But just because we don't say I love you doesn't mean that we don't feel it. That deep, powerful feeling of love is something that we absolutely feel, but we don't necessarily say it out loud. It's just a different way of communicating that feeling. Instead of telling it, we show it through small gestures. In a way, it can be all the more powerful when you can convey love without the help of words. That's it for today. Thank you so much for watching Uki Uki. Please don't forget to subscribe if you like this video, and feel free to leave any comments or questions below. ではまた。